Nelly says new Heartland album is a love letter to country music's last frontier. The three-time Grammy winner's debut chart-topping album Country Grammar turned 20 in June. Nelly is embarking on a country music journey that for many years he knew was an avenue he longed to explore, but simply never jumped right into out of respect for the genre as a whole. The Street. Louis, rapper and real husbands of Hollywood actor, 46, who sharpened his irons in the realm of hip-hop and pop smashes, dipped his toes into country music way back in 2004. At the time, he enlisted one of its cornerstones, Tim McGraw, to croon the hook on Over and Over, a record that went on to reach number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. Born Cornell Haynes Jr., Nelly quipped to Fox News he wasn't at all sure how the country legend would react to being asked to hop on a soothing pop and R&B song sung by an MC who wanted to try his hand at a different sound than what he was used to. The concoction of smooth serenading from Nelly mixed with McGraw's rustic tone proved to be a recipe that some 17 years later, many fans of pop-era country music would love to appreciate. Insert Heartland, Nelly's first album in 8 years, which he describes as country-influenced. The record will have the familiar sounds of blues, R&B and hip-hop but with a modern country twist thanks to a roster of features from the likes of Kane Brown, Darius Rucker, Blanco Brown, Brilland and Florida Georgia Line, FGL. As FGL fans know, the country duo and Nelly collaborated on the remix of Cruise, which peaked at number 4 on the chart. My energy for this project comes from a place of showing my appreciation that the country world has shown Nelly since I've come into music, period, he said. Ever since I dropped Country Grammar I was getting booked at places where one day it might be somebody like Tim McGraw headlining and then I fly to another city and it's freaking DMX headlining, you know what I mean. I hadn't even done Tim McGraw Over and Over yet. I hadn't even done that. Like we were getting booked, we were doing shows at rodeos, country festivals and things like that. And it was just amazing, he continued. It was just like, wow, I get it now, I'm starting to see things. And this album was basically dedicated to the whole country world in the sense of I truly appreciate all the energy that the country fans, the country artists, country radio, country world has given Nelly. In addition to Heartland, Nelly spoke about how he got his musical start, country music as a whole and more. Fox News, it's been 8 years since your last album. What was the dynamic like when you're laying down these records with the likes of Kane Brown, Blanco Brown and Darius Rucker? Nelly, you know, we just go into it. I don't think you're going into it saying that I'm going to do this genre of music. The only time that I kind of looked and feel like I'm going to get in a certain mode is if I'm writing for somebody else because I know that that artist is in a genre. If I'm writing for an R&B artist, then I would typically try to be cognizant of it, but what I've also found is that great lyrics transcend. So, you know, 9 times out of 10, the only thing that is different is the beat, the tempo and the sounds and certain things that you use in that beat, which I've learned from one of the greatest writers, if not one of the greatest songwriters of all time, Lionel Richie, which is how I got turned on to country music. I got turned on to country music through Lionel Richie, through somebody who wasn't even country. Because my uncles and my father and them, my uncle truly, he was the one that got me into music in the beginning. And he got me into music singing old Jackson 5 records and things like that. And my uncle used to think he was Lionel Richie. He was a huge Commodores fan, he had the hair, he sang like Lionel, he used to play the keyboard and things like that. And he turned me on to all things Lionel Richie, and he made it a point that I understood not just what that man was doing, producing and being an artist, but his pen and where his pen was going with. That's how I got turned on to Kenny Rogers and Lady and records like that. And then, you start digging a little deeper. So I'm a firm believer that if you know how to write a song, you know how to write a song. Now, being able to put the song in different formats and contexts and genres of music is more about the production. It's more about the production, per se, than the lyrics, because as time and as music has shown, you can pretty much take the lyrics and just switch the beat, and songs can go from Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You to Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, and those are two different songs, but it's still the same song. If you listen to some of the renditions of the Star-Spangled Banner, you've got Marvin Gaye's Star-Spangled Banner, you've got Dolly Parton's Star-Spangled Banner, you've got Whitney Houston's version. Now, all of these are the same words, but they sound so different and have such a different vibe from one another. Even if you listen to Marvin Gaye, the one that he sang, I think it was at the 82 or 83 All-Star Game, and he killed it, and it was so R&B, it was so soulful. Like, it was incredible. And then you got Whitney Houston, who probably nobody has ever sung the Star-Spangled Banner better than Whitney Houston has. I have yet to see it, bro. It's just different.